Have you heard the news? Keir Starmer just shocked the entire nation with a completely unexpected live announcement, and it seems like he may have to pack his bags and leave Downing Street sooner than anyone anticipated. One mistake after another, and no one is really surprised anymore. But his latest decision has set off a wave of public outrage. So how did Starmer go from being a saviour to becoming one of the most disliked prime ministers in just 3 months? Let's take a look at how this announcement could impact his political future. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the latest political news from across the country. Since Keir Starmer took office, his approval ratings have plummeted to unprecedented lows. According to the latest YouGov polls, only about 1/3 of the British public holds a positive view of him. Moreover, this number has continuously declined, making Starmer one of the least popular prime ministers in recent British history. Notably, he has only garnered the support of 20% of the population, a concerning figure for a sitting prime minister. Starmer is often referred to by the nickname Captain Hindsight, which alludes to his indecisiveness and tendency to change his mind. This leadership style has gradually led him to lose public support. Mistakes in management, ranging from ineffective financial policies to inadequate responses to social issues, have pushed his government into a state of crisis. One of the biggest criticisms of Keir Starmer is his handling of economic issues. The public have been waiting for a change after enduring 14 years of weakness from Conservative MPs. However, under Starmer's leadership, the British economy has not only failed to recover, but has also gone into a deadlock. The unreasonable tax policies, particularly concerning inheritance tax and capital gains tax, have sparked outrage among business owners and the middle class. Keir Starmer had promised not to raise taxes during his campaign, but shortly after, these promises gradually became meaningless. He and Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, have made decisions to increase taxes that have burdened the public with significant economic weight. This has particularly impacted businesses and individuals with income from investments. Additionally, Starmer has faced criticism for his inability to manage government spending. According to various reports, his government has overspent without a reasonable plan to balance the budget. This has heightened concerns about the nation's financial situation and Starmer's capability to lead the country through the crisis. Not stopping there, Starmer's government has also been criticised for welfare cuts, particularly affecting the elderly and the lower classes. In the context of rising energy prices, the decision to cut benefits for vulnerable individuals is viewed as callous and irresponsible. Keir Starmer has not only failed to manage the economy, but has also outraged the public with inhumane social policies. One of the most controversial decisions has been the early release of thousands of prisoners while incarcerating those who criticise him on social media. This action has been seen as an abuse of power and a serious violation of freedom of speech. Starmer has released thousands of serious offenders from prisons, citing overcrowding as the reason. This has raised many concerns about security and public order, as dangerous criminals remain at large. Meanwhile, those who criticise Starmer on social media face arrest and heavy sentences. This decision has sparked strong opposition in public opinion. Many believe that Starmer's government is going against democratic values and personal freedoms. Some opinions even compare the current situation to a dictatorship, where the people are not allowed to express dissenting views against the government. With a series of management errors, it is no surprise that Keir Starmer's approval ratings have plummeted dramatically. According to the latest polls from YouGov, he has lost as much as 36 points in credibility in just a few short months since taking office. This is not only a significant figure, but also the largest decline ever recorded for a British Prime Minister in such a short time frame, raising concerns about his leadership abilities among many. In the current political context, voters' disappointment with Starmer goes beyond merely losing public support. He is also facing opposition from within the Labour Party itself. Many party members believe he has failed to demonstrate effective leadership, and his indecisive decisions have led the party into unprecedented difficulties. The lack of clarity in policies and inconsistencies in political commitments have resulted in a loss of trust among voters. Without a substantial change in his approach, Starmer may have to vacate 10 Downing Street much sooner than anticipated. the British public is gradually losing faith in Keir Starmer's leadership. They feel he has been unable to fulfil the commitments he made during his campaign, which has sparked doubts about his capabilities and decisiveness. Additionally, Starmer frequently criticises previous governments without providing real solutions to the urgent issues facing the country, ranging from economic conditions to social problems. This further reinforces the perception among voters that he is evading responsibility. Furthermore, amid a challenging economic landscape marked by rising living costs, escalating energy prices, and high inflation rates, Starmer has failed to present effective policies to address these issues. The management of government finances is also under scrutiny, as many believe he and his cabinet lack a clear strategy to guide the country out of crisis. This not only disappoints voters, but also heightens doubts regarding his leadership capacity. Additionally, dissatisfaction from within the Labour Party is becoming increasingly apparent. Senior party members have started to criticise Starmer's decisions, arguing that he has not been able to restore the party's reputation after years of Conservative rule. If this situation continues, it is likely that Starmer will struggle to maintain his position for the long term. Party members are looking for a leader who can reignite confidence and a sense of unity within the party, and currently, Starmer seems unable to meet those expectations. The decline in Keir Starmer's credibility is clearly not just a personal issue, but also reflects failures in his leadership and government management. The pressure from both voters and party members has placed Starmer in a precarious position. To avoid completely losing public support and facing the risk of being replaced in the near future, he needs to make wise and timely decisions. His approach to current issues will determine his standing among voters and within the Labour Party. Without significant and decisive changes, Starmer's prospects in the political arena could become more bleak than ever. One of the biggest scandals surrounding Keir Starmer is the issue of undeclared gifts. He has received around £100,000 in gifts and hospitality, while still proclaiming himself as a moral standard bearer. This has led to severe criticism regarding a lack of transparency and ethics in politics. Furthermore, the incident has raised questions about the legitimacy of donations to his party. Given the current situation, the question of whether Keir Starmer can maintain his position as Prime Minister until the next election has become a hot topic in political circles. His approval ratings are trending downward dramatically, while public outrage over his policies and decisions continues to escalate. These signs indicate that Starmer's political future is more uncertain than ever. Many political analysts suggest that without robust and timely reforms, Starmer could face the prospect of resignation in a relatively short time, perhaps even within the next few months. The crisis that Starmer is facing is not merely an economic or political issue. Instead, it is also a crisis of trust among voters. The British public had high hopes for him, anticipating a transparent and accountable government. However, up to this point, what voters have received is only disappointment. They feel that the government under Starmer's leadership is unable to meet the urgent needs of the country, from addressing economic issues to tackling rising social challenges. In addition, Starmer is also under pressure from within the Labour Party. Many party members have begun to doubt his leadership capabilities, especially as he has been unable to fulfil the commitments he previously made. This not only increases division within the party, but also creates larger challenges in maintaining unity at a time when cohesion is critically necessary. If he cannot find effective solutions to the problems facing the country, Starmer could leave his position as Prime Minister in a state of disgrace. A prolonged crisis of trust would lead him to not only lose voter support, but also weaken the Labour Party's standing in the upcoming political race. The question arises: does Starmer have the ability to recover and lead his party through this crisis? Thank you for watching today's video. We will see you in the next videos, where we will continue to explore hot topics in British politics as well as other noteworthy events. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any updates from our channel.